let's talk about the one thing you own that is absolutely priceless, your time. We're going to look at how we've all been quietly taught to give it away, and more importantly, how we can start taking it back.
I mean, really think about that for a second. Do you find yourself instantly replying to every text, every email, saying yes to things you know will just drain you? And when the day is done, how much of that time was actually for you?
You know, this all stems from a powerful idea that runs in the background of our lives. It's this unspoken rule, this myth of being endlessly available.
From the time we're kids, right, we're conditioned to see availability as a good thing. It means you're kind, you're responsible, you're a team player. But what if that's not the whole story? What if it's actually a deep betrayal of yourself?
This is where we have to get really honest. That thing we call generosity, always being on call for others, can so easily become a betrayal of our own fundamental needs. The kindness of saying yes to everything, it's often just a form of being unconscious, of sleepwalking through our own lives. And that feeling of responsibility to everyone else, well, that can lead straight to abandoning ourselves entirely.
Carl Jung just hits the nail on the head here. He's asking us to wake up and see the story we're telling ourselves. And for so many of us, the myth we're living is that our time, our energy, is some kind of public utility, free for the taking.
And the price we pay for living this myth isn't just about lost hours on a clock. It runs so much deeper. It's about a drain on what Jung called our psychic energy.
So let's be clear about what this is. Psychic energy isn't some mystical concept. It's your life force. It's the juice that fuels your focus, your creativity, your ability to feel alive. And it's finite. Every single thing you do costs a little bit of it. And when you're always on, always available, you create what's basically a psychic hemorrhage. Think about that image. It's not a big, dramatic wound. It's a slow, constant bleeding out of your essential self, one notification, one interruption, one quick question at a time. Does any of this sound familiar? That exhaustion that feels like it's in your bones? The constant irritability, the creeping resentment, that feeling of burnout where you just feel disconnected from yourself. These aren't character flaws. They're symptoms. They are warning lights on your dashboard telling you the psychic tank is empty. And this is precisely why it matters so much. That grand project of becoming who you truly are, it can't happen in the scraps of leftover time. It requires your best energy, protected and focused. It's impossible when you're being pulled in 1,000 different directions.
So you might be asking, how does this happen so effectively? It's not an accident. We get caught in what you could call the manipulation matrix, a whole system of social pressures designed to keep us accessible. And this system has its tools. The first is urgency, making you feel like their crisis is your emergency. Then there's guilt, framing a simple no as a selfish act. And of course, comparison, that nagging fear that if you're not always on, you're going to fall behind everyone else.
So take a second and really reflect on this. Which one of these tools gets used on you the most? Is it the constant fire drills of false urgency, the heavy weight of guilt, or that relentless pressure to keep up? I'd genuinely love to hear about it, so drop your thoughts in the comments.
And hey, if this is hitting home for you, this is exactly the kind of stuff we explore here at Mindscope Philosophy. So go ahead and subscribe to join the conversation.
All right, so seeing the matrix is step one. But step two is the really hard part, isn't it? It's about finding the courage to finally say no.
And you know that awful, anxious feeling you get in the pit of your stomach when you're about to set a boundary? That's not a sign you're doing something wrong. It's the exact opposite. It's the feeling of a muscle being used for the first time. It is the necessary, healthy pain of real growth.
Let me offer a powerful way to reframe this. Every single time you say no to something that you know will drain you, you're not just being negative or closing a door.
You're actually saying a huge yes to something else. It's a yes to your own peace, a yes to your own projects, a yes to your own well-being. It is a profound act of self-affirmation.
And that's the real secret of boundaries. They aren't just defensive walls to keep bad things out. They are creative. They create a safe, sacred space where your authentic self finally has the room to breathe and emerge.
Because when you create that space, that's when the real work can finally begin. The journey of reclaiming who you actually are.
Jung just nails it again. For so long, we've been looking outside of ourselves, for permission, for validation, for our next task. But the real awakening happens when we finally have the courage to turn our gaze inward.
And this is what that shift feels like.
You move from a life of constant reaction to a life of conscious creation. You stop letting your day be dictated by the urgent, and you start intentionally aligning with what is truly essential to you. And in the end, it really all comes down to this one unavoidable question. When it's all said and done, will you look back on a life spent fulfilling the endless requests of others, or will you have built something that was truly and authentically yours?
The life that's waiting for you is right there. It just needs your focused time and your protected energy. If you're ready to start that journey, I invite you to subscribe to Mindscope Philosophy. Let's explore it together.